Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with day 776 of What's She Up To Now, also known as Pajama Grandma. You can find me online as Pajama Grandma or Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. I did get divorced, but I liked my initials better, so I didn't go back to just Sharon Horne. Besides, Sharon Horne has an E at the end, and I've got a lot of years of teasing and bullying and nonsense related with that name, so I'm just like, yeah, Horne-Ellstrom's fine. I want to talk today a little bit about the calm before the storm, and obviously I have a lot to say about this because all of my videos have run long today and I have to now deal with the technical aspects of making videos that are too long, which is another challenge that I have all the time, right? Because we have things we're good at, we have things we're not so good at. This expression, I love this expression, mainly because as a little girl I used to love to watch storms roll in. We'd be all playing and you'd get this sense of all of a sudden everything was peaceful and calm, and you always knew as a kid that that meant it was fun to play out in that time, but you knew at any time the storm was going to roll in and you could end up wet and drenched if you weren't close to home. Well, luckily we had a big yard and we played at home a lot when we were kids, but it was fun to sit on the porch and watch the storm roll in. Then we would play out until it was calm, and then as the black clouds rolled in, we'd usually hit one of the porches and we'd sit on the porch and watch the storm go by, or we'd go in and do something with my mom. But a lot of times it was fun to just sit outside, and especially in the summer, watch storm. We didn't do that with blizzards, incidentally. But have you ever noticed that before a big change, and it isn't always a negative change, any kind of change, there's this sense of calm and peace. I've noticed, if I look back on my life, I've noticed periods of, hey, we're just coasting along, everything's going pretty smoothly, and then wham, something would happen. I remember the sense of calm before I had my sudden cardiac arrest. I remember the sense of calm before I got fired. I remember the sense of calm before I got married and then everything changed, right? I remember the sense of calm before I had one of my kids. There's always this sense of peace and calm before a big period of change, or usually it's considered, the storm is considered, you know, something negative or bad or unrest, but there is this perpetual cycle of good and bad, right? But the storm and weather, how we handle that storm actually depends on how well we've prepared during the calm period, the time before the storm. Some people are really good planners and preparers. Other people are just, we respond to things as they happen. I'm kind of a combination of both. I plan and prepare for some things, but other things I just figure out as I go along. You know, emergencies, it's hard to plan for certain types of emergencies, but overall in my business and my life, I've always had a how would I respond to this mentality, or a what if scenario. What if I come into the shop and it's flooded? Why? Because that has happened before, but I always knew what I would do if that happened. What if the power goes out? How do you handle that? What if, you know, and in our businesses and in our life, we have to understand and know how we're going to do that. What if, God forbid, I run out of toilet paper? Guess what? There's always Kleenex, right? There's always not Kleenex, facial tissue. There's always facial tissue. There's always a solution to every problem that we're faced with, and how we look for that solution, how open we are to finding that solution, will determine how stressed out and freaked out we get, given that we have to come up with solutions to any situation or problem that comes our way. Interestingly enough, we're at this time, there's the coronavirus going around, and people are having, you know, one of two very polar reactions to it. Either they're like, this isn't going to happen to me, I don't care, I'm ignoring it, it's not a problem, it's everybody's overreacting, or people are freaking out and walking around. My nephew sent a picture up yesterday. He was at Sam's Club, and there was a guy walking around in a full-on white helmet and hazmat suit. Now, who knows? Did the man have the virus and he was protecting other people, or was he just being overreactive and protecting himself from the possibility of anyone in that organization happening to have the virus? I don't know. But people tend to go in one of two camps. I say there's a really nice road down the middle where we prepare in advance, we don't freak out, we don't stress out, but we make sure that, you know, we got some stuff in the pantry if we get sick and can't get out of our house, right? I actually will admit, I went to Costco on my birthday and it was ridiculous. It was like worse than a holiday. It was a zoo. It was like a feeding frenzy in fireworks. It reminded me of the feeding frenzy in fireworks season, when people would just be like hundreds and hundreds of people just swooping in. That's how Costco felt on Thursday morning, and I just looked around and laughed and went back and got myself a case of toilet paper because I knew I was almost out of toilet paper, which normally wouldn't be a big deal, but people are panicking about toilet paper. Now, the first job out of college was making toilet paper for one of the biggest toilet paper manufacturers in the world. I ran a team of people that made toilet paper. Guess what? Toilet paper is a domestic product. There are warehouses full of toilet paper in this country. So everybody that's panicking because Target has changed their stocking process and their shelves aren't full, and so the shelves are empty of toilet paper, that's not a supply chain problem. That is a usual individual location stocking problem, or they're not ordering enough, etc. And so people panicking because store shelves are empty are overreacting, and they're causing and making the storm worse, right? You know, like the whole lack of bottled water, and I'm getting these reports from other people because, as you may know or may not know, I am legally blind, so I'm not out shopping at the stores looking and seeing this, but I do see it on social media, a little bit of it on social media, and I hear about it from family members and from friends, and they're saying, you know, I went to a couple of stores in our area, and you know, they're out of water, they're out of canned goods, they're out of cleaning supplies, they're out of toilet paper. The toilet paper one I just laugh at, right? Because I understand and I know that that's not a supply issue, that is just the way it's being handled on the individual unit level issue. And then people are panicking, and when people panic, they hoard things and they get too much. I guarantee, and there were people with like 3 and 4 big packs of toilet paper on their carts. Nobody needs that much toilet paper to get through this little bit of a economic and health challenge, right? Even if you're sick, you're not going through 4 cases of toilet paper, right? So we need to monitor our own behavior, and we need to act as if we are in control of our facilities and our emotions, and not go off half-cocked emotionally when we know we're not going to run out of water. Water is not going to be a problem for this particular crisis or challenge that we're facing in the communities that we live in. We might have to stay home for a couple of weeks. So prepare. What am I going to do with me and the kids if I have to stay home a couple of weeks? I was notified yesterday that my granddaughter, my amazing 4-year-old granddaughter, who I hang out with during the day, might be off school until April 26th. And I guess her mom was telling me yesterday that everybody's freaking out about the whole coronavirus thing. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. She is more than welcome. If her school is closed, she only goes to school 3 hours a day anyway. So if her school's closed for 3 hours a day through April 26th, that just means she and I get to have a whole lot of fun over the next month, doing projects, baking cookies, having fun times, doing fun creative things over the next month. Will we be challenged to find fun things to do? Yeah, but we'll find them. We'll find creative, fun things to do, and it will be fine. It's actually a really cool opportunity to spend time with her, and to spend time, I like to say, sharpening our saw, learning, growing, becoming better human beings, be personally developing. Read some books, right? Spend some time feeding your mind to make if you happen to be off work, make when you go back to work, you're better, you're a more valuable asset to the company. Find ways to improve your life. It's really a great time to start a home business, right? Now, for some of us, we're fortunate to have already created our life and started our business at home. I'm personally not going to miss a beat. No matter what goes on in the economy, no matter what happens, I already know I'm not going to miss a beat. And why do I know that? Well, because I'm prepared, right? I might have to eat a lot of peanut butter or nut butter for a couple of days, but it's not going to kill me, right? And I was joking with the kids yesterday, I have enough excess padding on my body. I could probably go a couple of weeks without even eating anything, as long as I've got water, and I would still be fine. So it's just a matter of perspective. Am I going to panic about anything? No. You know, I'm not going to run out of toilet paper. Water's not going to get shut off. I got food to eat. I might not be the best food, or I might not love it, and I might be making some weird meals and some strange choices, but I'll be fine. And so will my family and those I love and care about. Why? Because we don't panic, and we make sure that we're prepared. And maybe it's because of where we live. We live in an area that's prone to foul weather, blizzards. You know, when you have a blizzard, a lot of times we've had a lot of practice. We've gotten snowed in for a couple of days, or even over a weekend or 4 days. So people in this part of the world, at least my part of the world and country, and apparently other parts of the country not so much, but they have hurricanes and blizzards and tornadoes, not blizzards, but tornadoes and hurricanes and bad weather. And so just be a little prepared and don't freak out. And also remember, how you behave in a crisis, people will remember. If you are a jerk, if you treat people badly, if you take advantage of them, people will remember that. I guarantee there will be shysters in business who take advantage of people. There will be awesome people that help just for the sake of helping. Guess what? The people that are going to thrive after this situation are going to be the people that treated people right. The people that take short-term advantage of people, they're going to, in the long run, they're going to lose. They might make a few bucks in the short term, but in the long run, they're going to lose because people are going to remember, oh, I remember when you price gouged me on toilet paper and necessities and supplies in your business. Guess what? After this is over and when things start to go back to a new normal or normal, I'm not going to do business with you anymore, right? We're going to go and continue to frequent the places that treat us well and make us feel good. That's what we do as human beings. We go to the people and the places and the businesses that we like, the ones that make us feel good. So continue to treat people the way you want to be treated, and you will be fine through this and through any other situation. Are lives being disrupted slightly? Yeah, they are. I mean, if you wanted to go to the NBA playoffs, if you wanted to go to the NHL, if you wanted to participate in a music festival, if you want to go to South by Southwest, if you want to go to anything where crowds come together, you're going to miss out on that this year. You're not going to miss out on it forever. You're going to miss out on it this year. A lot of these events will be just postponed. They won't be canceled forever. They're just going to be postponed. I was planning an event later in the year, and I will still do it unless something changes. And then guess what? I won't not do it forever. I'll just find a different way to do it, or I will find a different time to do it, right? There's a lot of opportunity in this situation for a lot of people and a lot of businesses. I think it's a huge opportunity for our education system to have a huge revamp. I've been saying it for at least a decade now that, and I knew it even when I was in college, our education system is so messed up and so broken and so built on things that worked 100 years ago. And with the speed that technology is changing and with the way the world's changing, it is ridiculous that we are still running our education system the way we are. And then there's a lot of reasons for it, a lot of things that have created it, but it's become this monster. And I know my nephew goes to the U of M, and the U of M, Minnesota, has suspended, they've extended their spring break, and they've suspended a lot of their classes and things, waiting to see what will happen. And he's really sad because he's got a great lab group in his biology class of 8 kids that he loves meeting with and coordinating with. And I'm like, okay, well, there's ways you guys can still get together in small groups, or you can do Zoom. Technology like Zoom and meeting across technology, it all exists now. A lot of the business travel that the world does, that will change as well, because people will realize, oh, I don't have to hop on a plane and go to China. I don't have to go to South America. I don't have to go to Europe to meet with somebody face to face. Is there value in that? Absolutely. But I don't have to do that in order for my business to survive. I can hop on a conference call, a video conference call. Heck, you can even do Facebook calling now and see the person that you're talking to one-on-one to do coaching. There are so many technological tools and things that we can use now that we don't even know about because we don't look into them. Now, this is making it an opportunity for us to look into those tools, use those tools, and realize some really incredible efficiencies and cost-saving measures for our lives and for our businesses that we wouldn't have experienced otherwise. So I'm looking at this whole thing in a positive way. I know there's a lot of people that aren't, because they're looking at what they're losing and what they're missing out on instead of looking at the possibility of what they can gain and what they can create for their lives. I know a lot of people are dreading having to be home with their kids for a few weeks, but I'll tell you what a great opportunity. Maybe it's because I'm older, but the older I get, the more I realize how much I missed out on raising my kids because all I did was work. Now here's an opportunity to spend time and find cool activities to do with your kids, and spend actually time together and get to know one another and find out what you like and don't like. But don't just sit around watching Netflix the whole time. Find ways to participate with one another and really grow together as a family. I'm sure some families will grow much stronger because of the experience. Other families will just hate each other, right? Because that's the way the world is. We get this whole spectrum of behavior and interactions. So that's all I've got to say about the calm before the storm today. I think that we might have missed the calm before the storm because I think this particular storm has come upon us very quickly. I'm sure the calm was there. The economy has been chugging along. Everything's been going really well. I know personally in my life, everything has just been really going smoothly. And so in some areas, I'm less prepared than I would normally be for certain situations. But I'm okay with that because I know everything's going to be fine and I'm not going to panic about it. The sun's going to shine. This, like any weather storm, will pass. We as human beings have been through so many things like this before. I find it fascinating how the media and politicians cause this frenzy of activity and this overreaction and this fear in people, not for our benefit, but for their own benefit. And I think it's a sad, sad situation. Because instead of making people feel more confident and better about the situation, they all have their own agendas. And I hope that after this is over, we all are smart enough to look at people's behavior during this time and really analyzing, well, were they doing that because they were really worried about me, or were they doing that because they wanted to get something for themselves? I think that the world has needed a huge wake-up call. Just like sometimes we neglect our health. I've been so guilty of that. At some point, our body will shut down or something bad will happen and we will get that wake-up call. And we will go one of two ways. We will pay attention to our health and we will change and take care of ourselves and get better, or we will not. We will continue down the path that we're on and we will destroy ourselves. And I think that our world has needed a wake-up call, and it's sad that this is happening and that we're having to go through it, but it's also a huge opportunity for us to be better, for us to treat ourselves better, for us to treat our planet better, for us to treat one another better, and for real reasons, real genuine reasons, not for our own self-serving agendas, right? So hunker down, have some fun with those you love and care about, sharpen your own saw. My God, aren't there, I don't know about you, but I always have a pile of things I want to do or learn or explore or study. Now, I have my own launch coming up, my own live challenge workshop on March 23rd, so I'm already in motion to do that. Nothing's going to stop that. Even if I were to get the coronavirus and be sick and coughing and hacking, no doubt in my mind, even though I am one of the older health challenged people, I have no doubt in my mind that it would not stop me. It would just, slow me down, and I might be coughing as I do my videos, but I'm still going to be here doing it. Nothing is going to stop me or prevent me from doing that. And I shouldn't say nothing because, I don't know what could happen, but you never know. So I shouldn't say things like that. But I'm here, business as usual. And here to help in any way that I can. If you got a question that you think I can answer, ask me in the comments below. If you're worried about something, ask me in the comments below. If you are looking for ideas, I might do a piece on ideas of things. If I'm hanging out with, who's sleeping over here? If I'm hanging out with my granddaughter for the next month, I might do a daily piece with her on fun activities that you can do with your kids today, or a creative, interesting activity you can do with your kids every day. Because I know that's a challenge I'm personally going to be facing. All right, I have got a 4-year-old for 12 hours, and I'll only have her for probably 10, 12 hours because she'll hang out with her mom or dad the other time. But what do you do with them? You can't get them to sleep for 12 hours. Their parents might, but I'm just saying, what do you do to keep them, safe and active and happy for the majority of that time? Are they gonna be happy all the time? Heck no. I mean, even when I only have her like 7 or 8 hours a day, she's not happy all the time. Neither am I, right? I'm not happy all the time, but maybe I'll do a little activity. I guess share in the comments below if that would be valuable. Things to do with kids, or things to do with yourself or your family, or even things to do from a personal value or personal development standpoint, geez, I could help you all day long with that. I have got so much stuff collected on my computer. I could share something fun every day for however long this virus would last, that you could do to sharpen your own saw for personal development. I could do that in my sleep all day long. So share in the comments below if you'd like me to do anything like that. Like I said, even just for self-preservation, I might do that with my granddaughter. Maybe we'll make a YouTube video every day about making some activity or slime, or she's into slime right now, which her mother and I have this deal. I do glitter at my house, she does slime at her house. So that's worked out pretty well so far, but maybe we'll come up with projects every day to do with the kids, or activities to keep you busy and moving forward every day. I think the biggest challenge that we're actually going to face over the next couple of weeks or months is not going to be enough of anything. I think we live in this hugely abundant universe, and it's just a matter of being patient, being kind, and knowing that everything you need will be provided, because it will. And if you believe that, everything you need will be provided for you. Might not be for everybody, but it will be for you. And the other thing is, the biggest challenge isn't going to be that. It's going to be boredom. It's going to be not knowing what to do with our time, because most of us are so busy running through our lives doing so many things, we don't stop and ever pay attention to what's actually going on with us and in our lives. I know I was super guilty of that when I was younger, and that's going to be the biggest thing, is the fear of actually having to live our lives with the people that we're closest to, and not live our lives while we're running around like chickens with our heads cut off doing it, but actually being with those people for extended periods of time. And how do we navigate that? If we're confined to our house, if our businesses or our jobs, guess what? Most of the world is going to go on business as usual, right? Are there going to be fewer people working in restaurants and things because there's fewer people to serve? Yes, but it doesn't have to necessarily be so, depending on where you are and what you're experiencing and who you're interacting with. And I do believe that the number one thing we need to do is we need to behave in kind, humane ways that consider other people as well as ourselves. People should not have any problem self-quarantining. If you don't feel good, take care of yourself, but separate yourself from other people. If for some reason I were to get sick, the granddaughter's not hanging out with me, my daughter and whoever else, I'll find a way to quarantine myself. And I actually thought about that this morning. I already have a place to go should I get sick. That's where I'm going. I'm not staying where I am around other people. And it's just having thought about and having backup plans in mind that increase our sense of security, our sense of calm, our sense of, hey, this too shall pass. You know, no tsunami or tornado or blizzard lasts forever. It comes, it peaks, it goes, and we all go back to fixing the damage that was caused by it and moving forward, right? So let's all do and take care of our lives with that in mind. Now, it's really interesting. The idiom that I picked a few days ago when I was going out of town before any of this happened and I knew about any of this was the calm before the storm. So it just seems pretty appropriate for today and for what we're going through at this time. One thing a day, doing one thing a day, focusing on one main thing a day was the topic of my top 20 countdown to the live challenge workshop, which again, I'm doing the live challenge workshop noon Eastern time, March 23rd through March 27th, and then another, I think for the next 5 days as well, I'll do a bonus thing every day. We'll do a Q&A, we'll do, I'll have some guests and some interviews on just for the fun of it, so it's not just me and me yapping at you. I do enough of that. And then I got some really cool things planned for the bonus days. They're going to be fun. And I might beef them up even more since people are going to be bored, right? People are going to be looking for things to do. All right. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. That's all I've got today. I'm going to go do my one thing, just hanging out with the 4-year-old who is stirring and waking up. And that's it. That's it. I'm not going to go shopping unless somebody decides they're going to come and get me and take me shopping. But I don't really feel the need to run out and buy a bunch of stuff. I think we're going to be fine. Anyway, have an awesome day, and if I can help you in any way, ask. Just ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow with day 777. That's got to be a lucky day, right? 777 tomorrow. And share what I'm up to as I transition from the brick and mortar world, the corporate world of business, to the online world. Oh, have an awesome day. Bye.